everyone, Mary at Espresso Press Design. Thank you for joining me today, September 9th, 2025. I've been playing around with some packing tape transfers. In the last video I just used Scotch tape, regular size tape, but today I'm going to be playing around with the actual packing tape. And I've got some things that I can use with magazines and things like that. But I've just been experimenting and seeing what would actually transfer and what wouldn't. And I came up with this double transfer technique where you can get a dual transfer on one piece of packing tape. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Looks quite lovely, and I've been putting it on this, I have these little parchment sheets, have a whole stack of them. Thought would look nice for fall, and I chose some fall colors. So what you are going to need are napkins separated. And it works a little better if you have napkins with a little bit of open space. So what I'm going to do is, I have one ready to put on a magazine. I have two ready to put on some parchment, and then I am just going to show you a quick put it on a napkin, let it soak, and rub it off, because I found that for some reason the napkin takes the longest to rub off the tape. So I'm probably going to speed that part up quite a bit. So let me just, this napkin's already separated. Let me just separate a napkin here for you. And I'm probably going to use this one, because while I got an excellent transfer there, I didn't get such a great one there. But one thing, so this is basically falling apart, so not much to have to show you there. But I am going to use the other napkin. So one thing you have to remember is that it must be burnished very well, or it will not transfer. So maybe I'll just do a short piece, I don't know, but it takes quite a while to get the napkin off the tape. And the little secret is that because you still have some sticky on your tape because you use napkin, you can get a second lift. Now, I did try this on regular Scotch tape, and I basically couldn't get my napkin off there at all. I mean, I've been here all morning trying to get that, scrubbing that for half an hour, and I can't get it off the regular tape to save my life. So I don't think we're going to have any luck doing it with regular tape, but I will keep trying with a different, maybe it's just the napkin, I do not know. This is totally new to me. I didn't know that you could even lift a napkin. I was actually quite surprised that you could. So I think that is what I might do, is just get some shorter pieces here for the sake of time. And I'm keeping a little edge there. because I found that it's better to have something to hold on to as you are lifting, scrubbing off the back. Now I'm just guessing it's because napkin is so thin. It probably adheres better to the tape. So I'm just going to get these in water here. Burnish them first. I don't know what's up with my scissors. There's glue on them, I think. The more you burnish, the better your transfer. Now, I didn't find that so much with magazines, but with this definitely, because there have been times when I forgot to burnish my magazines and I still got a nice transfer. But with this, if you don't burnish, it won't transfer. So don't forget that part. So I'm going to burnish this very well. So I get a nice beautiful transfer like this one. And hopefully I don't get these sticking together. Since I have so much excess on there. So you're going to want your packing tape, you're going to want a small container of water. Doesn't have to be warm because mine started warm and now it's actually colder than tepid. And this is quite lovely and I was quite surprised. But I think you could make some beautiful things with this. Okay. Then while that's soaking, I am going to do, the hard part for me was finding suitable magazine texts. If you can find literary magazines, poetry magazines, I'm quite sure that would be much more appropriate. But for me, I had to resort to the back of some magazines where they had a little bit of friendly commentary and things that might be appropriate. Now luckily I did find one book. I don't know why. I had a little bit of a hard time lifting off some books because I've done that many times using just water and alcohol and tape. And I've lifted text off book many times. But the magazine comes off like a dream. So you might have to experiment with different books, etc. So I have this one ready to go. If I can get it up here. Get a point. Okay, I'm going to have to do it right here. I was hoping to get two things on here. Okay, so I already have my napkin, and I knew I would be picking up some of that. I'll be picking up some of that yellow too, but that was actually the best text I could find. And I'm not going to fit all that. So, just going to plop that right there and see what I get from that. And I'm going to burnish that too. Okay. So I hope a lot of that yellow background doesn't show up, but as I said, it was kind of the best I could find with my particular magazines. Now sometimes in the back of the magazine there's a little bit of a storytelling commentary, and that's what that blossoming flower, I guess it's a poem, came from. But if you can get text off book pages, it's going to be a lot better. Let me go with my first one here and see if it's ready yet. That's another thing. I'm not quite sure if there's an ideal soaking time. I mean, I see it, but I think it could stand to be in there a little longer. So I'm going to plop that back in. And then I'm just going to apply these second ones to my parchment. So I just decided to kind of like make these like a little journaling card. Oh, I should probably put some glue on there. Because after your second lift, you let me also make sure I got all that paper off the back there. After your second lift, you don't have any more sticky. So and it also takes longer to rub off the book page. So the if you can find the right magazines, that's going to go a lot faster. In fact, the whole thing will go a lot faster. But this is so nice and would make such a give such added value to your junk journal, because this is a pretty much a true trash to treasure. And you can make some very pretty little buttons and charms and all things like that. Are you straight? No, you're not straight. So this text This text came from the back of the magazine as kind of like a little story. And don't love it, but no, I think I'm just going to cut that off. I was going to wrap it around, but and I hope this video doesn't take a long time. Whatever, I will be speeding up or turning off the camera while I get the napkin off the back of there. No point in saving that, I guess. Okay, so there you go. There's one. Another one. Very pretty. I don't know, deckle an edge, round a corner. Not sure. Okay, let's try this again. I was doing other things, so I wasn't quite paying attention to the time factor. Okay, it transferred. But I do think maybe I would leave it in a little longer. That's not too bad, but I still feel some pretty large chunks there. Then I just take a card and scrape all that goop off. And I'm not quite sure what to say, whether it's easier to scrub this off wet or dry. But what you do not want to do is scrape, because you might scrape your design right off the tape. So stick with your finger. For some reason, that little pine cone always wants to be difficult. And just keep rubbing, drying, feeling. Whoops. Get your crumbs off there. Now that it still has napkin on it. So let me see if it helps to get my area here a little drier. And the tape remaining sticky doesn't help. So that's the thing. I don't know what to tell you, if it's better dry or wet. Just have to keep rubbing until it all comes off. This one feels mushy and gluey, so I can't even get a good roll. Okay, I have a feeling this is going to take a while. So I'm just going to stay quiet till I get all this off. Okay, I finally got all that off. That's kind of similar to my first one, so I would say probably the longer you leave it, the more is going to transfer. I'm quite sure I left mine longer than that. And I'll remove this one on my own time. So let me just get the magazine in there. Okay. That one, the magazine should not take that long. So let's get this one onto some parchment. See how that's going to look. Same with this one. I'm probably sure I left that in there a lot longer than that, because I was searching for magazines and letting things soak in there for quite a while. So, you know, if you like experimenting, I did not try this with magazines with a white background and an open type pattern. That might work. Now that's very subtle. Definitely did not let that soak as long as that one. But it's still pretty. And this particular text is nothing to write home about. Oh, actually this is the book, so it's not too bad. Book page would definitely be better, but you have to find the right book. Okay, so there's that one. Still very pretty. Definitely worth experimenting with some more. So let me just get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. And hope I'm going to get a nice, quick, easy transfer without a lot of scrubbing. Okay, there we go. See, the magazine works like a charm. Let's see this one. Yep. There we go. I think I have a little piece here sticking, which actually that might be napkin. Let me make sure I got all that paper off there. There we go. That's nice. And I didn't get, I mean, I got some of that yellow from the magazine, but I also got the leaves. Okay, that's quite nice. But I don't think it's going to cover the entire parchment, so I'm going to have to cut that down. Get this garbage out of the way. Get this dry. Oh, I wish that poem was on white background, but whatever, what can you do? It didn't all transfer. Okay, that's pretty. No, don't do that, don't do that. Well, it's hard to, well, actually, it's not too bad. But it would be better if it was on white. All my scissors are getting gluey from this tape. That's quite pretty. Where are we? 29. Okay, I did not want this to go too long. Okay, that's quite pretty. You can't quite read all the text, but you can read enough. There we go. If I left it longer, I would probably get a better lift of the text. Okay, let's get this on. And that's going to have to be I might just leave that like that. I don't know if I'll trim that whole thing. Oh geez, did I put glue on there? I don't think I did. It's still a little sticky. Might be sticky enough. No, I did not put glue on there. There's still enough, a little bit of sticky on there to make it unmanageable, but okay, I don't know what I'm going to do to this. If it looked more vintage tapey, I would probably just leave that rough edge and okay, I'm going to trim it. It's also not straight. So I'm going to have a smaller one. Okay. And that's not, the tape isn't exactly square. The text isn't exactly square. Let me try to fix that. There, that's better. Okay, so there you go. A double tape transfer. Worth the effort, worth experimenting. I'm going to try some other things here and see if I can get it to work on some other things. Still love that one. I was quite amazed at that. Quite beautiful. So is that. And that. I like them all. So you'll probably have better luck maybe in magazines getting some larger text. So, okay, remember, you have to burnish your napkin or it will not transfer at all. So don't forget to burnish. It takes a little longer to scrub the napkin off the tape. You have to re-glue your tape after your second lift. Getting text off of magazines is 10 times easier than off a book page. But I'm sure that depends on the book. So this is something you're going to have to experiment with for yourself. And I could not get napkin off of regular desk tape, office tape, scotch tape. I had an extremely hard time even getting that to come off. So I don't think it's going to work as well for the smaller tape as the packing tape. But give it a try. Please let me know in the comments any other combinations you've tried, any tricks you've come up with, anything like that. There's a little tag charm, and I'd really appreciate it because this is completely new to me. I've only done this a few times, but I am sure I will keep experimenting. So you have a great day and a great week, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye.